you didn't have an automatic shelling machine, how many nuts do you think you would eat, right? If every time you wanted an almond, you had to get out a nutcracker and crack it, now you're talking 3, 4, 5, 6. At that point, you're all tuckered out from cracking nuts, and that's about the right number of almonds you should eat. But now we think now with these automated shelling machines, we think we could just stick our hand in there like some kind of scoop and pull it up and toss it down and boom, it's going to disappear. Not right, because the reality is a raw food diet, we're eating less. It's more minimalist. And our digestive systems can only handle so much. The biggest problem in the standard American diet is overeating, right? How many of you here truly believe, I'm not trying to persuade you, how many of you believe on your own that you could survive, healthfully survive, eating 1/2 the volume you currently eat? Right? This is a reality of our society. It's not your fault. It's the society you grew up in. America is, you go into a standard American restaurant and they load up the plate because that's the American way. And we're supposed to feel obligated to clean our plates. In the process, we're overtaxing our digestive system, we're overtaxing our immune system. By the time, you have a big breakfast, we're taught to have a big breakfast, and then at 9 a.m., at 11 a.m. you're having a coffee break, at 12 a.m. you're having lunch. For many of us, we still haven't adequately digested and processed breakfast, and now we're dumping in lunch. And then at 3 o'clock we're having another coffee break with buns and muffins and carbohydrates, and then at dinner time, 6 o'clock, we're piling it in again. Well, we're out of enzymes. Do you really believe that you have an unlimited supply of enzymatic juices available? You have a pancreas over here, you have a liver over here. They secrete enzymes, not endlessly, it's not a faucet. They need to rest in between. And if you've beaten them up and overtaxed them for breakfast, they're not going to be able to deliver for lunch. And so what happens is we just become a plumbing system. The food goes in, it moves through, it goes out. But that's not what eating is about. Health is really about absorbing the nutrients, assimilating them, delivering them, distributing them to our cells, our tissues, and our glands, and our organs. And that whole process has to be efficient. And if it's inefficient or ineffective in different degrees, if you're not really delivering to your liver, if you're not really delivering to your extremities, these are hard areas to get to. All these areas over here. Even that if you're not delivering to the brain, then we're not delivering those nutrients. We're not actually going to be at our optimum health and our optimum performance. So eating less is a big factor. So we can have this discussion about the finest foods in the world, and I think these really are the finest foods in the world. But it's really a more important, and I say it in one of my books here on food combining and digestion. It's really about digestion, right? Because we don't really, who cares about food? Food combining, we're mostly concerned about maximizing our digestion. That's the only reason we even want to talk about food combining, because we want to do whatever we need to do to optimize our ability to digest, and it goes really beyond digestion. It really is about assimilation, and it's about the delivery of those nutrients. So volume all of a sudden becomes preeminent. It's more important than the quality of the food, right? Because if you're using all this very expensive organic food, you're not really absorbing and assimilating and delivering it, then you're just a plumbing device. It's going in and it's going out. What a waste of money, right? We want to maximize health. That's really the whole point here. That's why the exercise coefficient is an important part of our program, because after a big meal, the best thing to do is to go out for a walk, because the fresh air oxygenates the body, and the movement, the motility in the stomach allows the liver and the pancreas to move around and do a better job of secreting. And as the lungs are moving and oxygenating the blood, you're maximizing your digestion, and you're also maximizing your elimination. That movement allows it to elimination. Any guesses here? What would be the worst thing you could do after a big meal? Lie down. Perfect. Lie down. You know what happens when you lie down? Naturally, our digestive systems turn off. Right? We're not supposed to function as eaters, as digesters, lying down. Nobody really lies down while they eat. I mean, you can look at cultures throughout the world. You know, even in Africa, in Asia, people don't eat lying down on their backs. And generally, across the planet, we don't eat while walking. Only Americans do that. New Yorkers, particularly, eat while they're walking on the street, right? They're walking down, Fifth Avenue, and they're stuffing a pizza in their face. Seen that? Am I right? Seen that? So, that's because we're too busy to make time for a decent meal, right? It's just the stress factor. And what do you think stress does to our digestion? So the proper way to eat: sit down, focus on your food, a little prayer, a blessing, right? Those old traditions, they actually are rooted in something important, because you're connecting with your food. In that blessing, you're connecting with your food. That's an important connection. You want that food to come into your body and to heal your body. So, the best thing you can do is just ask for that. Take a moment, seconds, to just ask for that. So, so these foods are highly digestible because they're about 90% water. All right. Now, there's different kinds of sprouts. I actually don't even like the word sprout